Hello everyone, Cup here, and welcome back to some more Mechabellum. I had a match where I made use of the incendiary oil bomb trick, and it was extremely effective. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you. Let's get into the game. I'm starting out with heavy armor specialist, crawlers and sledgehammers. By the way, I'm showing you right here a trick to basically see the entire battlefield in one view. You can do that by pressing your middle mouse button to move the camera around, and while you are holding down your middle mouse button, you press W, and then the camera will fly up basically and be even further from the battlefield. So that's how you get this type of view. Just make sure to not use your mouse wheel anymore, because it will reset the zoom. My opponent is starting with crawlers and stormcallers. So that's the reason, because of the stormcallers, I'm doing my placement the way I am, with crawlers on the very far right and very far left, and also some crawlers in the back there. You just want to spread your board as much as you can against stormcallers, especially early on, but yeah, also later. But I like to just start off like this, especially with crawlers, because they kind of often both distract the stormcallers on the outside, so they don't actually hit them a lot of the time, but also then they run in and actually kill stormcallers, just like they are right now on the left. They actually went through and now taking care of the stormcallers themselves. Unfortunately, my opponent has some Phoenix and I don't have anti-air, so this round will go to my opponent. However, pretty much all of the XP will go to the Phoenixes, and that's not great. Leveling Phoenixes doesn't really do that much because their attacks are already so strong. And I don't mind losing a round like this. The only thing I do mind is that it usually takes quite a while when your opponent plays Phoenixes round 1 and you don't have anti-air. And then the Phoenixes will need to take care of all the crawlers and everything that's left. And that's just a bit of a waste of time. But it wasn't too bad here, so we're almost done. Here we go. Deciding to skip. Don't really like any of the choices, and also I want the credits. So with 450 credits, I'm able to both unlock Phoenixes as well as buy 2 Phoenixes. So now I do have anti-air, and Phoenixes in general just really strong. And my opponent decides to go for some steel bolts, and the Phoenixes come in really handy here. So far, since I didn't have any marksmen, I didn't really have the damage to deal with something like steel bolts, but now with the Phoenixes I already have kind of a well-rounded base of units. So basically, as a rule of thumb, you want to, as soon as possible, but at the latest by round 2, I think, you want to have some chaff, so crawlers or fangs. You want to have some chaff clear, so arc lights, and to a lesser degree maybe also sledgehammers. And you want something that has high damage, so Phoenixes or marksmen, so you can take care of other Phoenixes or steel bolts or something as well. And I'm going for some stormcallers here to counter my opponent's stormcallers a little bit, but also my opponent plays their units in a way that they all run kind of in the same path. So stormcallers are really effective here, or should be really effective. Could hit a lot of targets at once. It's not the most ideal because of the crawlers and they are fast, so the first rocket barrage will probably hit well, but then after the crawlers will kind of be distracting, but should be good. And also since I went Phoenixes, I also expected my opponent to go Mustangs, and that's why Stormcallers are even better here. Steel Bolts and Mustangs in general, like a popular combo, so it was to be expected that my opponent would add Mustangs here. And especially since I also have Phoenix and he wants some more anti-air. And yeah, so the Stormcallers were just the perfect choice here, in anticipation of upcoming Mustangs as well. And yeah, my Stormcallers did a lot of work. Slightly losing on the right side here, but I'm good on the left. And there's one Phoenix left, I think, on the opponent's side. And I have 2 Phoenixes. So hopefully this should be good, but you never know with combat RNG. And the opponent's Phoenix takes out my tower and can now start shooting. Okay, I have some crawlers left, and they distract the Phoenix for a little bit. Now the Phoenix is taking out one of my Phoenixes, but my last Phoenix taking out the tower and also trading with that Phoenix. That was really close. I could have lost that by combat RNG. Would have been a bit unlucky. Deciding to skip here again. Iron Blast is pretty good, but not here right now, I don't think, and I don't really need it. I don't want to invest in something like that. I'd rather develop my board a bit more. And yeah, since again he has Steel Bolts and Mustangs behind, they are clumped up, and in general I find that it's easiest to counter Steel Bolts and Mustangs with Stormcallers. Just because of the positioning, but also just Mustangs are weak against Stormcallers, unless they have the Missile Intercept tech upgrade, of course, but you can also deal with that then. And they don't really want to use the Missile Intercept upgrade on the Mustangs. The Mustangs are usually there to clear chaff and anti-air, and they have too many jobs with Stormcallers in the mix as well. They can't do everything. So Stormcallers are really good against Steel Bolts and Mustangs, in my opinion. And I'm deciding to save some money here. And I placed a sentry in the middle because, yeah, that's actually what my opponent was going to do. My opponent placed some crawler pack with movement beacon or mobile beacon to distract my Stormcallers. And the missile took care of those, the sentry missile. And I was saving 150 bucks here because I didn't really see what I should invest it in, and I just wanted to see what my opponent is doing so I can react better the next turn with more money. I do that sometimes when I feel like I'm ahead and I don't really need to spend money to win the round. And yeah, I am winning this round, I'm pretty sure. It looks like it. So it was wise to save that money. However, I didn't really get any more information. My opponent didn't go for any new tech or new units. Just kind of developed what they were already going for. However, combat RNG, not great. My opponent's Phoenix is surviving and taking out my Phoenixes, and yeah, the 2 Phoenixes are winning the round for him. Alright, nuke and orbital javelin, missile strikes, so much stuff here. I don't really like using nuke as much anymore because, yeah, also with this board it's pretty fast, so they will move towards my units pretty quickly, and nuke is just really awkward to use here. And the missile is actually enough to take out the Steel Bolts and Mustangs, and so I'm getting good value out of that missile there, and for way cheaper. And I'm going for some crawlers with mobile beacon as well, to distract my opponents' Stormcallers. And I'm going for the fire upgrade on the Stormcallers, as well as the range upgrade on the Phoenix. The fire should be really good here against all the crawlers and mustangs. And the range on the Phoenix, just so that my Phoenixes are more likely to just win the round and not lose against my opponent's Phoenixes. And here we go. Also with the Incendiary, since my crawlers are in the front middle, all the opponent's units are kind of getting sucked towards the middle and now are clumped up in the middle with all the fire from my Stormcallers there. So you can actually kind of influence the pathing of your opponent's units like this. When you have one pack of crawlers in the front middle, for example, all the opponent's units will move towards that pack because that's the closest that they can attack. And this way everything clumped up in the middle and the Stormcallers with the fire were just wrecking everything. So keep an eye on that. You can really influence the pathing of units, of your opponent's units, to your advantage. In a lot of cases. And I'm going for the Incendiary Bomb here, and I'm buying the Oil Bomb. So here comes the Incendiary and Oil Bomb trick. It's basically, you put the Incendiary down like this, and you start it from the middle, not from the outside. From the middle to the outside. So the fire lands in the middle first, basically. And now I do the same with the Oil Bomb, also from the middle to the outside, and this time to the left. And this way, when the Incendiary hits, also the Oil Bomb hits at the same time, and will set the oil on fire. So basically, I will have two Incendiaries. One left and one right in the end. And basically his entire board will be on fire. Giving shields to my Phoenixes because my Phoenixes are really important now since my opponent went for overlords. I need to make sure my Phoenixes are capable of dealing with overlords, possibly even more overlords. And with the range they're already good, but giving them shields as well, so they don't get one shot. And my opponent went for the mothership upgrade and got some wasps to counter my Phoenixes basically. And here we go, fire and fire, boom. The entire board is on fire. All the ground units of my opponent are running through the fire. Steel balls are surviving, but also took a lot of damage. All the crawlers and all the mustangs are just dead. Except on the very far left. There are some coming through. But yeah, ground fight is basically done, and now my Phoenixes need to take care of the wasps and the overlords. I do have a lot of Phoenixes. However, still with the wasps, kind of annoying. And the wasps have shields as well, by the way, so they take 2 hits to kill. But since I have so many Phoenixes, even these shielded wasps are not enough here. But yeah, given how I basically burned his entire ground army, it was still kind of close because of the shielded wasps. Just very annoying for me to deal with, for my Phoenixes. So shielded wasps are kind of a problem right now. Skipping again. Mobile beaconing. Just the usual. And I'm going for mustangs myself. Because I want to deal with the wasps. As I said, they are my biggest problem. If I can deal with the wasps, I basically win the round. And triple mustangs with anti-air tech. And now I'm debating what I should do with the rest of my money. Also, I'm just 50 off the range upgrade 2 on the Mustangs, which is really good, especially when there's fire on the ground, even if it's my own fire. It's just so much less likely that the Mustangs will drive into the fire when they have the range upgrade. And that's why I'm also going for the range upgrade. Again, the wasps are my biggest problem, so the mustangs really need to do work, and for them to do work, it's really good to have the range upgrade. So they don't die in my own fire, basically, for the most part. But in general, just range is really good on mustangs. And I'm going for even more range with the temporary upgrade there on the tower. I'm trying to close it out this turn. And here we go. Again, all his units kind of get sucked into the middle. And there's a lot of fire from my Stormcallers. And he has a lot of wasps and overlords, so he bought even more overlords, but my mustangs are doing work. I really love seeing mustangs shoot down tons of wasps. It's always awesome to see. And all the wasps are gone already, and so my phoenixes can start shooting the overlords. And the mustangs of course can also shoot the overlords, but the main damage is from the phoenixes against the overlords. And yeah, I have a lot of phoenixes left, a lot of mustangs left, and a couple of stormcallers, and this is the game. GG. So yeah, Incendiary and Oil Bomb just taking out the entire ground army there one round. It was really funny. Yeah, but also in general, this was a solid game. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more and stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.